This screen, the project calculation control panel, shows all of the factors that go into calculating stone quantities, excavation and backfill in the VT for pipe system. You can see down here a basic pipe stone profile where for each type of pipe you can enter a bedding depth and a cover depth and a width to side of trench. And these are incorporated within excavation cross sections to properly calculate stone quantities. Now, you can assign a different excavation cross section within each depth class of the system. So, for example, in this rendering, we have in this depth zone B, where the pipe is going from the top of this depth zone to the bottom of this depth zone, we are going to use this excavation cross section that has a single step back, which represents a trench box, and then the profile is sloping above that point. On the shallow section of pipe, we're using a straight plumb wall, and then in the deepest section, we found it necessary to use the two stacked trench boxes of various widths. All of these will work together to give you the perfect calculation for stone tonnages and excavation and backfill volumes. We look at it in two modes. First, we have this pipe stone wizard, which is a place to enter the engineer's requirements for stone. How much cover, how much bedding, what is the minimum size of my trench. And you can set this up, as you can see, for each type of pipe that's in the system. We'll look at our RCP Class 3 O-ring, and we can see here the values that are already input. 1 foot bedding stone, half foot cover stone, and then a minimum burial depth you can also enter in there. A minimum trench width, a width constant, how far does the trench wall have to be from the edge of the pipe. You can also indicate a different stone type for each horizon in this stone profile. So for my bedding stone, I could select a particular type, and I could use either the same or a different type for the other zones in here. I can switch this around. I can add new types of stone, and I can set the density of these stones easily in the system as well. And that's all there is to setting up the engineer's requirements. Now, you work these engineer's requirements with excavation cross sections. Now, these again you can set up pipe type by pipe type. So that you can decide what type of excavation to use at each depth. This wizard is illustrating the fact that we've set plumb walls right now for all of the trench at all depths. Now we can go ahead and change that and say that we want for the 6 to 8 foot depth in this case to go up 5 feet and then lay it back 1-to-1 slope. And you can see that there's a number of preset profiles in here. You can also create your own, any variety of your own, and assign different values to each depth class. And that is the as-built sort of how am I going to construct the job. Now your pipe, your stone quantities and your excavation and backfill quantities will work those engineer's requirements for stone with these cross sections and come up with the correct volume calculations. Now, depth classification obviously is a major component of the system, and you can assign your own depth classes, up to 13 of them. Here is where you do that in the depth class editor. We only have 11 set up at the moment, but obviously you can enter even foot increments in here, and the job will be recalculated if you switch these around. It will, like all of the other calculations, it will be recalculated instantly after you change that.